Alright, and let's do a sword. It is actually very easy. So right here, you create a box from the polygon modeling tab. Right here, that's one, and then you click to get the box. Okay, if it's behind it, that's my setup. Just move it up front right here from the other viewport. Okay, as soon as it is like that, you're gonna give it a texture first of all and make it semi-transparent so you can see through it the picture under it. So you right click, you go to assign favorite material, you select blend, and you go to the blend tab. In the color, you switch to blue, for example. That works pretty well. And then the transparency, you make it more transparent right here. Okay, so now you can see through it. Okay, now the first thing first is to adjust where you want it to start and stop. So you right click, go to vertex right here, select the 4 vertices, there's 2 in the back, 2 up front, and you take your move tool right here and you move it in position right there. Okay, you want to be very careful that you're not in soft selection in that tool. That does happen. So check first that. Double click on the tool right here, the move tool. Double click on it. It opens its option. Make sure of 2 things. First, that you don't have the symmetry on, so it's off in the symmetry, and that the soft selection tab that is right here is not selected, or it'll be hard for you to deal with that right now. Okay, so you unselect that if it's selected. If it's all good like that, you should have no problem. Alright, now the other side, get the 4 and replace it to follow the drawing. Alright, now what you do is very simple. We're going to bring it up a little bit because it's a little higher, like that. Okay, now you go into your perspective viewport. Alright, and you look at it and you're like, okay, that looks pretty good. It might be a little wide. Well, actually, maybe. So you can take the scale tool maybe and scale it if you want to or not. Okay, I'll scale a little bit, but not too much. It's pretty good in that. Now we're going to extrude it sideways to get the rest of the hill. Alright, so you select the face on one side, you select the face on the other side by clicking on Shift to get the other one added to the previous face right here. Okay, so like that, they are both selected. You go back to your front view by clicking on space bar, you go to mesh, actually you go to edit mesh, extrude, and you grab the little arrow right here to extrude it. Okay, let's say right here. Now right click on it, go to vertex, select those vertices right there, the move tool, move it in position. Select those vertices right there, move it in position. Select those vertices right there, because that's 2, and you're in good. Right here, well, you're kind of good. We'll move a little bit more like that, like the others. The drawing is not perfect, so sometimes you have to adjust to it. Okay, now what we do, we're going to keep going. We select the face right here, and that one, and we're going to extrude. Okay, I'm going to go a little bit faster. Right here. Now you can click on the scale button and start scaling it all the ways like that. Alright, go to extrude. Right here, that looks pretty good. Go to extrude again. Right there, now you scale it up. Click on the scale button, the middle one right here. Up, here we go. Don't worry if it's not straight like that. That's the picture is not properly set up. Okay, but for what we're doing, it's more than okay. So now I'm going to extrude it again one more time to get the final tip of it. Click the scale tool to activate it and scale it like that. It was that simple. Okay, now let's do, oops, sorry. Let's do the top, alright, by selecting the handle, by selecting the top face right here and doing the same thing. So you go to edit mesh, extrude, and you go right here. Okay, let's scale it right away a little bit and then do extrude and keep it up like that. It's fine for that drawing. Alright, you're gonna want to come in, right click, select the vertices here like we done before, and move them in position right there. Same thing for here, and move it in position right here. Okay, so that was very quick and very simple. Now we're gonna do the sphere. So same thing right here. We'll take the face right there, and we're gonna extrude it just a couple times. Right here, scale it, extrude it again, right here, extrude it again, and we'll close it right there. Alright, you can come in and start adjusting those vertices, the move tool, and move it in position, let's say right here, and let's say right there. Same thing for that one, those two up right here, and those two right there. That can work out. Those we can leave them there for now. We will fix them up later with another technique. So right here we're doing pretty good. We already have most of it. All right. Let's see. Now we got to do the blade. So same thing. We select the face right here, and then we do an extrude, but we go obviously right here to do our business. And now that one, we're gonna scale it a little bit. So we'll scale it in, extrude again, bring it out, and you scale again. Right here, bring it up, and you scale the other way. And then you keep going, do another extrude. That one you do a long one, because you go all the way to until it changes shape, which is pretty much right here. Alright, and you can scale it a little bit. And then you extrude again and bring it up to right there. And you're going to scale it, but not to a point yet. Alright, we'll finish that up at the end because we need to do a couple things to make it better. Alright, rounder first. Okay, so what we need to do is to round up the shape. We don't need that anymore. Don't need the Virtual Studio anymore. Okay, what we need to do is round up the shape. So to do so, we're gonna select the mesh tool, insert edge loops, and we're gonna click on a vertical edge to get an horizontal. Sorry, we're gonna click on an horizontal edge to get a vertical one. So right in the middle, up right here, and it's gonna make an edge loop all around our mesh, which is gonna let us first of all, sharpen our blade by selecting the outside edges right here, all those 4 edges right there, and scale it in right there. Alright, to make it nice, alright, and sharp. Now the point right there, we're gonna simply right click, go to vertex, select them all, and go to edit mesh, merge to center. That's all. And now you have a point. Okay, we need to make it a little sharper, so what we do is we select all the faces, alright, and we can do that. Actually, when you do that in faces, that's better. So we select, oopsie, right here, much better. Oops, sorry, wrong one. Right there, and we select all the faces right here, and we start scaling them down to sharpen your blade. Right, and now we have a nice sharp blade. Okay, now we want to round up the shape. Okay, first we want to round out the handle. So what we do is that we right click, go to edge, select all the other edges like we did with the blade, and we are going to bring them in. Alright, we do that with the top one too. Alright, and we scale. We scale it in like that. Alright, and even scale it in like that if you want to a little bit. Okay, but I think that'll be good like that. Alright. Now if you want, you can select the whole thing right here, and start reshaping it a little bit so it's more rounded than it is rectangle maybe. Okay, well, and maybe after that go back to a smaller one if fits more the sword. Okay, so that's pretty much it. If you want, you can also play with those. All right, and bring it up, for example, so it's a little bit, more rounded. You can do the same thing at the bottom. And then after that, you just simply right click, go to material, all right, and give it a new bleed, for example. Hold on a second. And go to its material attribute. All right, and change the transparency. All right, and you have your mesh, your sword done. All right, so this is it. This is how it's done. There's lots of video that I've made on the net for you guys. All right, you can rescale stuff. You can move it down. All right, so that should help. You need to do the same thing for your object, for your sword. All right, I do not do video on people's object. That's not going to happen. This is your homework. This is your own specifications for your project. This is part of your project, is to figure out how to apply the tutorial that you have on Blackboard for you into making a full object. Okay, thank you.